One day, an army from another world suddenly appeared in the modern human world. Not only did they come, but they also coveted the various resources of the modern world. They entered through a gate, a portal, into our world. Leading the army, they were not here for peaceful interaction, they were ruthless invaders. Monstrous creatures from this other world began slaughtering civilians. The sudden attack threw people into panic. Driven by their instinct to survive, people scattered, fleeing in all directions. Meanwhile, the guards, faced with soldiers from another world, froze in fear. The otherworldly soldier, having regained his footing, grabbed a knife and charged. In that critical moment, a man rushed out. It was Itami. He picked up a weapon and, disregarding the terrified onlookers, ended the enemy's life in an instant. Soon, enemy cavalry troops continued to invade. Countless demonic soldiers surged into the streets, wielding large hammers, fiercely attacking the city gates, attempting to massacre the fleeing civilians. But they hadn't anticipated the imminent danger. At that moment, modern human military forces quickly gathered. Combat helicopters, deployed in support, swiftly destroyed the enemy's flying dragons. With a single command, nearby armored vehicles opened fire. The enemy's shields couldn't withstand the onslaught of modern firepower. In an instant, the battlefield turned in humanity's favor. This marked the first complete annihilation of an army of 60,000 from another world. Due to his heroic contribution in protecting civilians, Itami was awarded the rank of second lieutenant. Following the event, humans began discussions on how to respond. A preliminary plan was set. On the condition that the gate remained unharmed, human forces would prepare to enter the other world 3 months later. After mourning those who had tragically fallen, the soldiers loaded their magazines and chambered their rounds. With tanks leading the way, they prepared for humanity's first march into the other world. However, the emperor of that other world had far deeper schemes. After sending a 60,000-strong army to invade the modern world, only to lose it all, he decided to unite the allied nations under the pretext of defending the imperial capital. He then secretly plotted a second attack on the modern forces coming through the gate. But the vassal states, eager to bring glory to the empire, were unaware of the emperor's plot. The emperor aimed to use them to deplete the strength of these surrounding states and further consolidate his absolute power. Days passed, and soon, a joint army of 300,000 soldiers was gathered, camped just 5 kilometers from the modern forces. Inside the command tent, the leaders were discussing their strategy for the attack the next day. However, the empire's soldiers reported that the commander of the imperial capital was tied up at the front lines and couldn't attend the meeting. From the current battlefield report, the enemy forces stationed on a distant hill numbered less than 10,000. The imperial capital ordered the joint forces to assist in the attack at dawn. The next day arrived, but the commanders quickly noticed something was wrong. There were no imperial soldiers among the marching ranks. From a distance, modern soldiers observed the movements of the joint forces. They ignored warning signs and crossed into the restricted area. Without hesitation, the modern soldiers launched an attack on the provokers. In an instant, the battlefield erupted in gunfire. Powerful artillery swept the battlefield, clearing the enemy within moments. Initially, General Dillon, who had yet to enter the battlefield, thought the explosions were just due to a volcanic eruption at Alnus. But when they approached through the smoke, they found the battlefield beyond their expectations. The bodies of the vanguard soldiers, with not a single survivor. The vanguard had sent 10,000 men, and they had all been wiped out. Yet the attack didn't stop. A second wave was soon launched, but faced with the overwhelming firepower of the modern forces, the joint army lost another 40,000 soldiers. By evening, in the meeting tent, the leaders had lost all hope and wanted to abandon the campaign, returning to their countries.